Hey everybody, this is Sweet Stuff Saturday, recorded on a Saturday. So I had this idea, and I'm going to build a small parts holder using these what are called very useful boxes. And so they stack, they lock, and then they have a little bit of space in between them. So if you see like right there, I'm going to make some rails, and then they're going to kind of like slide out a little things. I'm not sure if I'm going to put these guys on because they add a ton of height. Ooh, look at that. That looks pretty nice. So we could definitely do that. And then it would replace one of those, the busted one. That one got broken, as you can see. And it would work nicely for having like a bunch of spare little parts for, screws and all that kind of stuff. But while that's going on, let's take a look at what we got in for review. We got a couple really interesting things in for review, and I wanted to go through them. So the first thing that we got in for review, we got this in for review a long time ago, but I've decided to change up how I'm going to review it. So originally, this is the Bradford Guardian 3. Originally, the Bradford Guardian 3 came like this. And this sheath is pretty terrible. It lets you, I guess, put a belt through there, but it's just kind of garbage because it's hard to get it out. It doesn't lock. I mean, it locks in kind of, but it's just not easy to carry, and it's huge. It makes what is a relatively small knife into a relatively big knife. So I like the Guardian form factor quite a bit, and I would much prefer it to be locked in something like this and have this be the setup. So the thing is, I don't want to necessarily carry a knife this small on my belt. So what I did was I ordered a pair of Ulti clips. So this is the Ulti Clip Slim 2.2, and then I have the even smaller one. And what they do is they have like this cam action, and it locks it on the inside of your pocket. So your pocket fabric goes right here. And then this sticks out. So you have the hole for the sheath right at the lip of your pocket. And it lets you carry a fixed blade really quite easily. I do not think that we would be in the boom of pocket fixed blades, EDC fixed blades that we are right now without the Ulti Clip. This Ulti Clip is awesome. So that's the Ulti Clip Slim 2.2, and this is the even smaller one. This is on one of my very favorite knives, and I've never really had a chance to carry it as much as I like, just because the sheath it's okay, and it had like a tech lock on it, but it meant that I had to carry it on my pocket, or on my belt, whereas this one I can carry in my pocket and is much more discreet. This, in case you don't know, is the Tom Crine TK2 Whitetail. This is just about the perfect EDC fixed blade, if you ask me. Nice and small. Great ergos on the handle. This one comes in D2. It is just a fantastic knife. I do wish the sheath was more like this. I wish it was not. I wish it was a taco instead of a pancake sheath. Taco, meaning it's bent over and there's no other run of rivets. Pancake means it's two pieces that are smushed together and there's rivets on both sides. I actually like the Guardian sheath quite a bit. This is a really great sheath for this knife. The one thing that I would say is if I ever had to do this again, I would probably not get the AEBL version, because while AEBL is a good steel, it is not the best steel, and the price difference is like very negligible. So really cool. I love the Ulti Clips. They work just as advertised, and they make a knife which is probably really too small to conveniently carry on your belt into an everyday carry fixed blade. And while I'm not convinced that that's the best way to carry a knife, it does give you a lot more options. This one is super small. This one is super long. So you can kind of mix and match depending on your rivet size. I am really pumped at how good these Ulti Clips are. They are just fantastic. The other thing that I got in for review, and this is super exciting. This is a new brand of knives. This is the North Mountain Knives Ninja. It's a 3-inch blade. There were two. There was one with the black and green carbon fiber. This is the black and red or black and orange carbon fiber. This is like the lava, I forget. There's like jungle, Arctic frost. It's kind of like Gatorade flavors. This knife is a titanium frame lock flipper, as you can see. It sports a 3-inch blade of M390 steel. Blade stock is quite thick, but everything is really well machined, and so it's tucked in there nicely. You can see the blade well is pretty darn full. There's not a lot of space on either side. Flipping action is really good. The detent is super crispy, but here's a surprise. I'm not sure if you can tell what the surprise is, but just in case you can't, this knife is a $280 titanium frame lock flipper with M390 blade steel, sporting a convex grind. It is crazy. It is so crazy that you get a convex grind on this blade. The other thing that's super crazy is they didn't really like make a big deal of the fact that it's a full convex grind. I have never seen a convex grind on a folder that is under $300. This is just a really extraordinary thing to see. Not only did they do a great job, as you can see, it kind of has that warping effect where there's like a little bit of curvature and then the flat parts, but it's super duper sharp. I mean, this thing is hair popping sharp. We're not using any force. And it just comes up. It's so crazy good. So interesting. I'm really glad that I tried this brand out. This was a great surprise. I was like, oh, you know, whatever. We'll see. It'll be a nice knife. And then I pull it out of the package and I flip it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a weird fin. Oh, it's a freaking convex grind. Convex grind. So this is like, I want to say, you know, 3.5 ounces, 3-inch blade. Great detent, really good detent. Listen to how crispy it is. And it just snaps. Good detent. I cannot get this thing to fail fire. If it's going to deploy, it goes all the way. If it doesn't, it just stays put. The detent, I mean, you can see it in there. It is huge, huge, really tall. So very nice knife. North Mountain Knives. This was one of 2 prototypes. Like I said, the other one was in green jungle camo carbon fiber. Good pocket clip, nice, simple, over the top sculpted titanium pocket clip with this good sort of ramp down here in the back so it doesn't create a hot spot. Just all around excellent knife. This is a brand I think you will be seeing more of. They did a collab with Dwayne Dwyer from Strider Knives, and they made a bunch of cool stuff. Some of them are pretty expensive. Some of them are relatively inexpensive. They do make some traditional folders, and they are good looking. They have Damasteel ones, and they also have one in SLP or SLD Magic, which is a D2 type steel. This one, like I said, was in M390, and boy, is it sweet. Convex grind on a folder. So that's what I got in. I can't wait to write this review up, and this review should be coming soon. I've had this knife in forever, and I've decided to do a review where I do it with the original sheath and with the upgraded sheath. The sheath comes from Bradford. The Ulti clip is sold separately. I opted to get no hanging method, knowing that I was going to use the Ulti clip. So all told, I think this package is probably close to $200, which is not bad. As I've done videos on this knife before, but it's really great in the hand. So look for a review of the Bradford Guardian 3 with this sheath, and then look for a review of this knife. So thanks, and see you later.